Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. And it's a pleasure because today I have something to share with you. And I hope it will be as appetizing and fulfilling for you as it is for me. Today is December 25th. We call it Christmas Day. A lot of people say it's the day that we celebrate that a young man once was born onto the surface by the name of Jesus Christ. People don't want to argue about the time, but more or less reference to the condition of what happened, the fact of what happened. In Christmas time, I'm sure many of us were passing out gifts, and it's zoom. I mean, I tell you, in this house, or that house, in that house today, the excitement, it was just magnificent. People were able to pull those papers away. Some of you guys don't know, but I just pulled one of those Donald Trump things. Anyway, they were just able to pull their paper away, and they were excited about the gifts. And that was beautiful. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? There were many households that were not able to do that. The pain and suffering of yesterday is still here today and will be here tomorrow unless something is done to change it. You know, I got a couple of subjects or just points I want to make about certain things. And I hope you can bear with me. And if you're going to consider maybe, I'm not trying to say anything particularly that will get me cast off, because I know you will do it. But I want to be able to share basically the truth with you as I see it, because I have supposedly two qualifications. One, a social scientist certified by a university of this country. Not only that, but claiming to be a minister who have experienced a relationship with the power that is unseen, that have given me confidence that I can stand before you and say the things that I say without biting my tongue, because none of you can challenge what I'm saying, because I guarantee you very few of you will give your life for the human race, for their love and for their benefit. So if you won't do that, I think you need to take a seat and sit back and listen to Jesus' story if you believe in Jesus. And if you don't, maybe then you should try to be Jesus. Anyway, having said that, I was watching something on television the other day, and I was listening to a right-winger who is in Congress, and he happens to be in a wheelchair. I think his name is Cawthor or something like that. I'm not too sure of his name. But as he was speaking, making a presentation on the floor against and towards Miss Pelosi, you could hear the hate, the resentment, the animosity that at its greatest force directed at. And it seems as if he kept making continuous speeches. Looked like they had a compilation going on, just rotating his speeches. And it was, for those who feel the same way, he probably was lifted up. They did this guy that went down and murdered people. They want to make him a hero now. Murdered people at a protest. I don't even want to call his name. But they want to make him a hero. So it's something about this hate. It's something about this hate that keeps going on, keeps boiling, that keeps grabbing my attention. I'm constantly reminded every time I hear it of the sayings of Elijah Muhammad back in the day, saying, hey, they're devils. And we have been taught that talking like this is nothing but demonic speech. Talking like this is nothing but a representation of all people who have been free, who have lost that freedom to somebody who came by talking like this and scared them. And they yielded because they couldn't see God and didn't know God. They yielded to a power that threatened them, talking about he could kill them, not knowing that God is the one that gave life. And if God gave life, who can take life? It's all some crazy. Anyway, I'm hearing this guy constantly saying these things with hate, sounding like stuff that really make you sick. Then I'm thinking about how often you hear other people. Usually when they hear right-wingers, this is all they talk about. They talk about getting their guns and what they're going to do. It kind of takes you back to the point in time when they give you information about when the West was won, how they would came over in this country and deceived the natives of this land, talking that stuff, calling them savages, beating them up. That same old stuff. It seems like it. And then you want to associate that with somebody calling them devils, and you wonder what's up. Then you hear somebody of your own ethnicity who would say that you haven't heard the truth. The truth really is that we are the children, the original children of God, that all people came from us, and that we should be proud and not bend our backs to anyone, which is a very, very good message. But at the same time, we realize that we should not bend our backs to anyone. We must also recognize that we should not cause anyone to have to bend their backs. And so what we ascribe to and we want it of others, and hey, baby, some changes have got to be made because these things really are not taking place. And when you see, again, the conversation that is being gone on, you start thinking about how the game is played. You really think about, ladies and gentlemen, how the game is played. I keep thinking about the pain and suffering that have come on and we're being experienced with what we call the lie, the great big lie. And I think about a man who can stand before the television cameras of the world and lie like it's pouring water out of a faucet. Lies just flowing like milk and honey. Lies, lies, lies. And then everybody's biting on these lies. Everybody's just sucking these lies in and believing in these lies. Then he walk to you and say that, watch out, these guys, watch them, they're no good. They are no good. They're going to try to steal the election because we're the best people on earth. Hey, they're going to try to steal the election. Watch them. All at the same time trying to steal the election themselves. Got the people watching somebody else while they're trying to steal the election. Then they go out there and talk about this group, this other people that you're dealing with. We have to watch them. They're trying to take you to communism and socialism, just throwing that stuff at you. And how wonderful they themselves are, the mega people. How wonderful they are. These other folks just trying to destroy you, and got you building up your hate toward these other people. You're building up your hate toward these other people because you don't want what they're doing to you according to this mouthpiece that you've been hearing. All at the same time, what the mouthpiece is trying to do is take you to a totalitarian regime of government, and you never knew it, and slapped you back with some old crazy stuff. That's what you call deception, ladies and gentlemen. Disinformation, misinformation used to inform. Look here, that's what you call a maximum. Now, that's straight from the pit of hell. Most people can't come on no crap like that. All people who deal with evil do it just like that. They telling you one thing while they're doing another. How many people stand up and tell you we need to make sure that everybody needs food? Make sure they got it. Everybody needs clothing. Make sure they got it. Everybody needs shelter. Make sure they got it. Everybody needs education. Make sure they got it. How many people stand up and tell you that? And I'm not talking about just say these words. I'm talking about put them words with some action. Stand up for it. Advocate for it. Demand it. That they give health care from the womb to the tomb. How many people stand up and tell you about that last year, today, and tomorrow? And when you going to get it? When are they going to tell you about it? When are they going to start advocating for it? How many people are going to tell you that you can guarantee these things to yourselves by engaging yourself in the process of creating all the things that is needed by taking a career and get one of your own choosing that gives you your greatest joy? So as you engage, you thrill max, and everything else is just cream on the top. You got peace, you got prosperity, you got joy, you got the thrill of your life and your dreams coming true. Who's telling you that? Who's telling you that? And who's going to advocate this on TV? Who's going to tell America that you can have this if you believe in something that will give you this and stop believing in these lies that you've been hearing all your life? How many people are going to hear anything about this? Huh? Well, you probably won't. Because I tell you what, I never heard it before. God is my witness. I never heard anybody speak so wonderful and so beautiful toward the future of life. And today, I can stand here and say these things to you knowing that the chances of you paying any attention to it probably not going to happen. But that's not my responsibility. My responsibility has been done to this point, and yet it's not over, because as I am, I am. I want to thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just check, because I wanted to make sure I talked about, oh yeah, that's one other thing I want to talk about. I'm glad I looked at my notes. This is one thing that's very important about healthcare, ladies and gentlemen, in every facet of it. Where I come from, in the time span where I come from, poor people who worked on plantations, and when I say worked, I'm talking about sharecropping, picking cotton, chopping cotton, working for $2 a day, or what, depending on how many hundreds you can pick, as far as cotton goes, how much money you can make. Less than 10. I don't care how hard you work a day. And back in there, in those days, you going through that kind of stuff, you don't have the wherewithal. You about your care, your health care. I mean, what is that, health care? Yeah, I mean, health care was coming over whatever you thought might work. And when it came down to dental care, what, a toothbrush and toothpaste and stuff, who got money to spend on that kind of stuff? And what happens when you don't take care of your teeth? We know. You go to the dentist, but if you're poor, you think you're getting into dental care? No, you're not even really going to a dentist. Your doctor, your primary is out there snatching your teeth out. And that's why a lot of older people who came back in those times are walking around here with maybe a partial, or making here with some plate or no teeth. And then here my Heavenly Father, the one that gave some people the knowledge to come here and be able to manufacture something to replace the absence of teeth, and they'll come to you and tell you, I got it. I can make you walk around and look like you're the smiliest person in town. I got the ability to change you like that, but you can't get it because you can't pay for it. And God gave you that gift. And you came to America, and capitalism said they can't get it. And then when somebody come up and say, well, you can get it this way, then the other's going to say, but that's the wrong kind of way. What's the wrong kind of way? That works for people. That's the wrong kind of way. That's why I know you don't love God, because God works for people. That's how come I know you don't love people who stand for God, because you kill people who talk for God. You kill people that stand up and speak the truth to you. This is what you need to hear on Christmas Day. And tomorrow, will you walk out there the same way? New Year, are you going to walk out there the same way? You know darn well nothing going to change. Nothing gonna change. Look at it. On my TV right now, I'm looking back at some from January 6th. And I'm listening to that voice right there standing before Americans, telling all you that stuff. And you're still believing it. 74 million people says, I want to believe in hate. I want to believe in racism. I want to believe in bigotry. I reject loving. I reject caring. I reject compassion. That's what they have said to you in America. And you talking about a God. What kind of God have you been listening to your entire life? Your entire life? What kind of God you've been listening to? You've been listening to a God that says this is okay because it still exists. And what are you doing about it? Excuse me for fussing like this, but it kind of got to me. I think I better stop now, ladies and gentlemen. It's all right. Take care.